So I did promise you some either photographic or video evidence of this this new entity that I've come to the belief may be an Archon. Okay, this is in my secondary television scrying screen. I have one, I have two. Okay. My girlfriend's the tech head, not me, but she's starting to, oh look, you can see it already. But she's starting to get me into a few bits and bobs, you know. But I'm usually a bit more organic, as you can see. Which hopefully fits tidily with the point at hand, same as it did last night in Entity Elixir. So, quick recap of the first occultic occurrence from the video of the same name. Displaying and portraying what I believe to be an abstract of El, Kronos, Saturn, Satan, Father Time, essentially, because that's what it looks like to me, Father Time, the Grim Reaper. So I'll quickly show you that again before leading up to the Archon that I believe is trapped in this secondary scrying screen television. Also, I realised recently that Archon is an anagram for anchor. I was just going through the letter and I think that is extremely significant, because all they ever try to do is pull our vibrations down, and they can only survive if they do. The moment you heighten them, they disappear into thin air. Or they end up getting trapped in these fucking things, as I'm about to show you. So, if I hold this up a bit so it gets a bit darker. See, this is why I couldn't show you last night. It's just weird. It's like they don't react to certain light patterns, light rays. It's strange. I'm only saying what I'm seeing, you know, or not seeing. But hopefully you'll see this. Okay, so I'll show you Father Time first. Please come out. I try not to give these pieces of shit too much attention because they thrive on it, but nonetheless. Alright, give me a second. Hang on. Right, perfect. There they are. Okay. Come out slowly. Oh, I see him. Right, so very hard to see on here, unfortunately. I'll go from that direction. I'll come back to him in a minute. He's not going anywhere. This one you can see very clearly. Ready? Ooh. What's that, eh? Yeah. Now, obviously, this is my fingerprints, yeah? This is my fingerprints. But please do not believe for a second that I would do something like this deliberately, as I've said in occultic occurrence. I would not do that. That's so deceptive. It's so disrespectful. It's disgraceful. I would never do something like that, okay? But as I've said before, if they can manipulate our thoughts and our feelings, what's to say they couldn't manipulate the dust left from our dead flesh? They manipulate dead, okay? Death. That's the whole point. So, this one actually looks slightly feminine to me. I would point out the features, but I feel this one's quite easy to see. I'll do it anyway, just in case. So, oh. Mouth, almost looks like it's dripping blood. Eye, and then almost like the crescent moon, perhaps, which is feminine in itself, of Diana, Sophia. Yeah, and then I'm going to move on to the one that seems to be conjoint to it, as I said last night. It's like Siamese twins. There's one coming out the side of its head, which to me looks slightly like it has, let's get out the light, I'll point it out again. Looks slightly like it has a bow tie here, little mouth, nose, eyeball, and then like a bowler's hat. Do you see that? And it's conjoined to that one. You see that? Codependent. Which Archons are with us. They're symbiotic as well as parasitic. So, don't let them weigh down your ship. Okay? All the time they do, how can we travel the fuck out of here? Alright? Cut the cords. Tear off the chain. One more time. Oh yeah, I do have Lucifer on my wall and a depiction of hell above it. I have pointed this out before. It's deliberate, obviously it wouldn't be on my wall. It's just to remind me, because I sleep here, so it's right in front of me the moment that I wake up in the morning. First thing I see reminds me what I'm fighting and who I'm fighting for in turn, because I have to look at myself after in the mirror, don't I, to wake up properly. Not these mirrors, fucking hell. Probably never wake up again. Yeah, I'll try one more time with Father Time. Oh, usually comes out really well. He's shy today. Hang on. Usually loves the attention. You can see it, but just not as well as I would like it to be seen to those who want to. That's not a bad angle. Okay, so mouth, nose, crooked, long, pointed nose, like Father Time if you look at the depictions of him, which is also a her. It's androgynous. Saturn, the Baphomet goat, androgynous skeleton. And then you've got the eyes with a very firm brow, prominent brow. And then there's like a shut down pineal gland here, I see. You know, and as I've said before, almost like war paint, or even tears of blood. And of course the beard. So I'll get my finger out of the way. Hopefully that's coming through. Yeah, so I started with this one. Now I've got this one. Oh, has it gone? That one. With a little acolyte. Just very smart. For the Black Awakening party. And then there's me, and there's you. We're the ships, they're the anchors. But they are below the surface that we float upon. They can't sink us unless we let them. Do you understand? Stay afloat. Where do you think we all float and all that comes from? We all float down here, Judgy. It's a fucking Archon. Pennywise is an Archon. Okay? Pennywise is also Kronos. Feasting on his own children. Get it? He's also reptilian. Because he harvests loosh energy through fear. I only mention him because, well, for one, he's my favourite, you know, movie monster antagonist of all time. I mean, you just can't... I don't know. Well, I do know. I know where it come from. You see, Stephen King's an occultist in himself. I know this because I have every Stephen King book up there on my shelf. My daddy left them for me, along with the tiger picture. By the way, I had no idea of the coding of that 44. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, so it's like there's a daddy tiger and in the corner a little baby tiger. So I think my father left that for me before he died, you know, just to say I'm always there for you, mate, you know. Imagine if he knew the coding, maybe that was why, but I didn't until you told me. I really appreciate that. Because I know that tigers can be associated with the lion, and as I've said before, lion, king of the jungle, king of this world. That's why they use the lion to depict Satan a lot of the time. So it's easy to go, well, you know, tigers, lion, you know what I mean, but that makes me feel really good. Tiger here as well. Yeah, that is what we need to be. Not a beast, oh no, not a beast, but we can be beastly, okay? The passion, the fire of the tiger. Yeah? That's what we need to be. Sorry, horsey. Move out of the way, you. That's what we need to be. Alright? The apocalypse horse is still a limbless one, but he's getting there. I gave him like a... yeah... a unicorn point. Point on. Red eyes now too. Yeah, satchels to keep the decapitated heads in. They even open up, but oh shit! Every time I touch him, I break him. Yeah, and I gave him like this, like almost like a crystal blood ball. Like a compass, you know, like a navigation system. Yeah. Too much fucking time on my hands, mate. Nah, it's fun, it's soothing. I just thought I'd share them since I'm here quick. Yeah, Paymon's coming along as well. Yeah, I went with the black, red and white. Black for death, white for rebirth, red for blood sacrifice. Yeah. I'm getting there. Yeah. So just need some fucking legs for the horse. Can't be dealing with it. It's boring. Bloody limbs. Well, I'll tell you what, these fuckers are out on the limb. That's how they ended up getting stuck in my televisions. So, hi. Hi. Bye. Bye. Suppose that's about it. On the subject of archons, quick actually. Just to give you more, I don't know, bang for your buck. Don't know where buck comes from. I would never be one to monetize anything or any of that shit. If you're going to do that, then I think your heart's in the wrong place. Well, just my opinion. Yeah. So I'm doing this on a tablet today. It's fucking well wonky. But at least it's keeping my head straight. I'll show you my Archon that I made recently. You see, what I like to do, I'll take a creation of mythology and I'll put my own take upon it. So this started off as like Slender Man, and then I turned it into like a take on Slender Man, but as I always saw him as an Archon anyway. But then it become like a pure Archon. I'll show you. It's a little bit Lovecraftian, but nonetheless. Yeah. Put him up to the light. yeah, that's my Archon. Okay. I don't know why, but I saw him with like all these fins on his back, like very plated. That's how I see Archons, you know, the tendrils and whatnot. I actually used dried up seaweed for all these curly bits coming out of his visor and whatnot. Yeah, and going down the tendril, seaweed. I've been using more organics. I know I always say plastic, rubber, metal and glass, but yeah, I've started using more organics recently. They work a lot better than I thought they would. Put him back quick. I also made the Mother Archon recently, which is the Divine Feminine, Mummy Mean, as I always call her. Oh, trust one of her fucking legs to fall off. Yeah, I'll just show you down here. There's Mummy Mean. So you should be able to see straight away that it's half arthropod and half cephalopod. Yeah, so you got the arachnid eyes up here, the squid-like brain. There's a flower here with thorns coming out because, as I said, I believe Mother Nature and Mother Science have become one. It's infected the beauty of nature, the AI, so it's showing the danger of it. Yeah, there's an umbilical cord coming out of a pregnant stomach, but it was never joined because she was never born, so instead it just has this like venomous stinger that it sucks up leash energy with. It's also breastfeeding. I managed to make like a... Oh, hang on. Where's it gone? I managed to make like a little baby here. You see that? Little baby in a cot, breastfeeding. Yeah, and there's a bit of Cully in there as well with the blue face, like the skull of the Grim Reaper, and of course the red dot on the forehead. And the soul trap grid, which is also meant to look like the Kabbalah heart, because that's what she's all about. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. And I've got a present for my bird. It was our anniversary recently. And since we quit drinking and drugs and everything together when the lockdown started. That's when I started these videos too, because I weren't being shut down. Even in a lockdown, the Archons are draining me through drinking drugs, and we were horrible to each other. We're lovely now, which is why I thought I'd treat her. So I got her this giant monkey. Yeah, it's one of my nicknames. She always calls me Monkey because I'm a fucking hairy bastard. That's why. So, yeah. That way she can sit on me even when I'm not there. I'm sorry. Right. I spot the pinotage as well. So, if I don't get it from one, hopefully I'll get it from the other. Right, that's it. I'm done. Yeah, beautiful pinotage. It's one of the only wines that I drink. I think that'll do for now. Feeling kind of personal, you know. Felt like sharing. I think it's the only way to really do this work in this way. You know, it depends on how you approach your work. But like for me, if I don't share even trivial things, I mean it's the small things that make the tall things, right? But if I don't share that stuff with you, I don't know, it just doesn't feel honest. You know, the ones of you and you know you are, I consider you my family now. I know we've never met, I know, but in a way we have, haven't we? You know what I mean? There's a conscious joining, and I feel that. So it's given me that like weird, natural, euphoric drive thing again, which is lovely. So thank you once again. Yeah, I'm buzzing. So I'm going to do a bit more research. I've been looking into. Last night I was watching a few videos from Ducky, hello mate, and also from N, from Armageddon Consciousness. I was very interested by the Demiurge. I've heard of it before, but I haven't researched it, so I think I'm going to do that today. I even made a clown, which is ironic because I know you say it's depicted as a clown often in our media and our culture. Yeah, I did actually make a clown. There's another piece of mythology that's gone round before, around the earth. It's been coined a few things. Thomas Sheridan calls it the electric night jester. I don't know, most people believe it's an archon. I believe I've been visited by it before. Last night when I was speaking about that electrical sort of surge of negative energy that would wake me up every single time I'd go to nod off. Possibly it. It's supposed to have this around it, as I've explained before, when it's in your present company. This is it, last one. So, I don't know if this was like my pineal gland locking on to, you know, the ether of what may be a depiction of the Demiurge, but I created this clown-like demonic entity. It's got the balloons and the Kundalini curl up the arms. And I gave it this. It's like a dummy, but with a spike coming out the end. So I'd imagine that would only show itself once the dummy disappears, if you know what I mean. It's one of its eyes is out of its socket. It uses it like a telescope, and it's got a dial on its head, sort of like Mean Machine from 2000 AD, Judge Dredd. But this dial is set at 3 o'clock because, as I said last night in my video, 3 being the witching hour. Okay, when the seal is thinnest. Sometimes I use bits from Kinder eggs as well. So that's actually where's it gone? That's actually a crown from some shitty little toy. Turned it upside down, turned it into one of them jester collars. It's blowing bubble gum for some reason. It's quite immature, this one, like deliberately immature. I wanted it to be quite childlike, like with the feet and the massive grin, which looks a lot like that athlete thing. Oh, once again, yeah, it'll do. You go down there with your mummy mean for a bit, mate. Also, 44, yeah, I can't pronounce it, but the link you sent me on what I spoke of last night, you know, athlete, you may be very, very much correct there. Because I only take it as athlete because I can't, there's nothing else that sounds like it to me. That does though, doesn't it? So, thank you, once again, very insightful. I'm going to look into that a bit more today too. Yeah, will and desire, I noticed that. Well, we all have that, you and I and the rest of us. We have the will and desire to achieve through our will and desire, you know, because that's the thing with it. Yeah, you can use free will for malevolent means or benevolent means. That's what it is to be free with it. So will you use it one way, or will you use it the other? And since I've used mine to quit the shit, whether that be drink, drugs, insecurity. I mean, you can't quit insecurity, but like you can quit. I look at it as security. You understand? You have to find certain safeguards to process one addiction to another, one fetish to another, one lifestyle to another, intersecurity rather than insecurity, because that's what these degenerates want. And more importantly, they fucking need it. Otherwise they end up in here. And you get to be the warden, spinning the keys on your finger. So, that'll do it. Anything on the video, please don't hesitate. I'll be happy to answer it. I know I've been a little bit off the grid, so to speak, with the comments. I will be getting on that. I've just been taking your advice, really, and trying to sort of get back in touch with my roots a bit. It's working. Thank you once again. Okay. Yeah.